How to answer common but difficult interview questions. While you can't know exactly what you'll be asked at interview, you can make a reasonable guess. Being prepared in advance will help you deal with potentially awkward questions. Tell me about yourself. This can throw people as it's such a broad question, but remember that you're in a job interview. The interviewer doesn't want to hear your life story. You can talk briefly about your relevant qualifications and work history, but be sure to focus on the qualities and experience that will be really useful in the job you are applying for. If the interviewer wants to know more, they will ask a follow-up question. Be careful about hobbies and interests if you added these to your CV. Make sure they are genuine. People have been caught out because the interviewer really did have the hobby. Why is there a gap in your employment history? In this case, you should also be truthful. Many people have gaps these days as job contracts are often temporary. If you were laid off or sick, you should say so. Both of these situations can happen to anyone and did in fact happen to a lot of us during the pandemic. In the case of chronic or recurring illness or a disability, this is a bit trickier. It's a good idea to get advice from the job centre or a specialist agency whose job it is to enable people with disabilities to find work, and who can help you find understanding employers. Dealing with periods of unemployment. If you've had a long period of unemployment, show how you use the time. For example, to do voluntary work, study for qualifications or gain new skills. Or perhaps you use the time to travel and broaden your horizons. Perhaps you spent your time mainly applying for jobs and you had little money or energy for much else. But you can consider how you developed your soft skills during that period. Communication skills are really important in most jobs, and you'll have been using them frequently. For example, when writing applications and giving presentations at interviews. And you'll have been improving your knowledge and use of technology to search for jobs and take part in remote interviews. If you were at home looking after children or sick or older relatives, don't put yourself down. These are incredibly important activities, and so you should put a positive spin on the situation. You will have gained plenty of skills in the process and developed invaluable experience. Sit down and think about what you learned, for example, organizational skills and time management with a busy family routine. Or patience and listening skills with an older relative or children. What is your greatest weakness? This is one of those questions that can land you in hot water. And it can creep into an interview in different ways. For example, describe a situation in which you failed at work. No one expects you to be perfect, and they will know you are lying if you claim to have no weaknesses. However, if you can show that you did take steps to deal with the problem, you'll go up in the interviewer's estimation. What is your greatest strength? This one can be almost as difficult to answer as the previous question. After all, a lot of us find it hard to talk about things we are good at. A good way to resolve this possible conflict is to use examples that other people have given you. So take a look at the things previous bosses and colleagues, teachers or university lecturers have said. What has your supervisor complimented you on during an appraisal? Or what did a previous boss say in a reference? You should also make sure your strengths relate to what the employer is looking for. And you must give some good examples of times you have used those strengths. When you face difficult interview questions, see them as an opportunity to show your best qualities. Don't see these tough questions as a means to catch you out, but rather an opportunity to show that you can do the job. Good luck with your next interview. Subscribe to our channel for more career change and development tips.